Mic's on. Oh, we're on. Sorry, it's a little change today. Now, we've had a little bit of rush around there, a couple of minutes late, but have we got a show for you today? We've got loads of special guests in, loads of familiar faces, and something big on the challenge wall. So you're going to stick around for that. There's prizes to be won. There's all sorts going on tonight. We're going to touch off on Save for September, but this week, and everyone's know, I love, just stop me on laptop noise there, Mick here and myself. Everyone loves, I love shopping on a well-known online retailer that does next day free delivery. But this week I found a new retailer. I think we're calling it Temu, I think is what they call it. I was calling it Temu earlier on in the week. And it's an online retailer that's absolutely full of useless stuff, but we've started buying it. And this week I found these rather tasteful spoons. I don't know if we've got a picture. There you go, look at that. Who doesn't want a teaspoon that looks like a shovel? Now, you don't get next day delivery for free, but they do deliver from free. And it'd be interesting to get your thoughts of what anyone's bought from there. Anything electrical you could recommend to anybody. This week we've got some special guests from Wago. If I just bring in the hand cam there, you'll see we've got it, there we go. We've got an enormous Wago 221 in there. And we actually found out who was in there earlier on. And if you've been on Instagram, you'll actually find out who the real wearer of that was. And that person will be taking on the challenge wall a little bit later on in the show. And as I say, that is a fantastic challenge. Speaking of Wago, we've been playing around with the new 221 inline, and we've got the team from Wago on tonight. We'd love to get some questions that you have about Wago. We're going to answer some of the common ones that we have, but I'll just show you something we've been messing around with, the new 221 inline. Just made this little short today, so look at this. This typically happens on site. You've damaged a cable and you need to repair it. How do you approach this? So normally you might be thinking, trying to bury a junction box in the wall. You might be thinking of crimp terminals and things like that. So we tried out the new 221 and we've got a sort of big ask the audience here. Can you get away with this? Bit of heat shrink on the top, put the inline connectors in to repair a cable. You know, we're just getting there. This was fun. First time we've tried this. We've seen other people put it out there. Join the 221, great, push together, really faster than crimps. We think more reliable than the crimp terminal, especially on solid conductors. Bit of heat shrink over the top, and then we're nearly done. And that's a waterproof heat shrink, so that's good for many years. And that's my favourite heat shrink, the 3M MDT. So what do you think of that? What do you think of that as a solution for that application where you need to repair a cable in the wall? And yeah, Wago 221 loves it. Jumping up and down over there already. Look at that. That's the... So there we go. Get your opinion on that and any other questions you have for Wago or Wago. We'll accept any. We'll ask them in any language tonight. Now, you may notice somebody is missing, and he is in the comments already. Gary is on holiday this week, and obviously most people know Gary wears his heart on his sleeves and is pretty open about it, but he's not that open about some of his hobbies. So at the minute, he's actually in Lincoln, but I believe staying in Sherwood Forest, and he's been on a brass rubbing course across at Lincoln Cathedral. So he likes to get there down on the church floor there and rub brass, because he's always asking for crayons for Christmas, and now we know why. So he's having a fantastic time across there at Lincoln Cathedral. I think he's taken the family. We're looking forward to seeing those brass rubbings when he returns, hopefully next week. So stay tuned for them. We will put them out on social media. However, questions are coming in on that solution already, which is fantastic. We're going to get back to that later in the show. Obviously, the show would not be possible without the fantastic support of our sponsors, who are, and I can read it, don't not take them off the screen before I've read them out, the Lasico Group and all the brands that sit under there from BG and Sync EV. The fantastic people at Loudon Palazzoli, based in Braintree, the Italy of East Essex. They've taken it off. Look what they've done there. Doncaster Cables, home of fantastic cables, including the new PV Ultra. And we've got loads of PV stuff coming along soon. And My Energy. And tonight, let's have a think. So we've got some guests. Let's have a look at our guests in the green room, waiting for us there. So there we go. Look at that. James loitering in the background, seeing what he's got on there. We've got Eddie Clemmens, we've got Carl Dakin. So we're going to, well, I guess now is the time almost to bring them in. We have got Eddie Clemmens, Carl Dakin from Wago, and James Finney. Come on in. Look at that. Oh, they're sorting them out.
Okay, cool.
Carl, you're there.
Yep.
Yes, James there. Eddie, you've got the hot seat.
Oh.
Yeah. So it actually means, Carl, if you're setting that, means you're co-presenter.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there you go. So it means you can...
Got big shoes to fill.
Got big shoes to fill. Got James, and obviously guests. So you guys have been on the channel before?
Yep.
James has been drafted in.
Yeah, new to this one.
Because obviously we need someone to do the challenge wall. And Carl, you've done the challenge wall.
Yeah, and it was a very, very, very successful.
It was successful. You're the only person. You've got your own leaderboard over here, just behind Eddie. You're looking in the wrong direction.
I am.
He's behind you.
Yeah. I was trying to hide it.
Yeah, and we've got James coming. So we're going to get back to you in a bit. But Eddie's here, obviously, for a very special purpose. For the last couple of years, we've run the eFIXX Awards, and one of our most prestigious awards that we like to hand out, judged by a massive panel of experts from IET, your people down to the ECA. We've got the great and the good on that panel. We like to give a Person of the Year award. And this year it does go to Eddie Clemmens, because Eddie gives a massive amount back to the electrical industry, to electricians out there. And we think, gone way beyond. This is not just about your day job. This has gone really to exceptional levels, and we've known Eddie for a few years now. We've followed some of his journeys, we've followed all your journeys, and the amount of time he gives back to this industry really is something we should commend. And Vago have supported this award since we started it a few years ago, and I guess it's time to give Eddie a nice bit of metal. We're going to come back to Eddie's story a little bit later on as well to find out a bit more some of the fantastic things he does. But Carl, let's get some metalware out.
Absolutely.
To Eddie. So this will weigh down the shelf.
Brings me great pleasure in presenting you this Person of the Year award. Very well deserved.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you.
Let's have a look at that hand camera there. Oh.
It's beautiful.
It is. Nice bit of metalwork. Don't drop it, Eddie.
Hey, what, you could tap that in. Waiting that in there.
There we go. But yeah, we'll come back to Eddie's story in a little bit.
Thank you
but
very
obviously, you guys have done the challenge once, so we don't need to go then and prove your electrical credentials. It's over to James. So you've stepped into the fray, James. We always like to know a bit of your background. 60 seconds.
60 seconds, right? Probably more like 20 seconds, but yeah, background then. So basically did physics, maths and IT at college, then went to electrical college. I thought, right, we'll get A-levels as a backup just in case I didn't like it, but I really loved it. Company took me on, and it was basically the company just threw me into the deep end, and I was doing all sorts of stuff and running jobs and stuff like that. Whilst I was apprentice as well, which was pretty cool. And 5 years later, started my own business. We've been running for about 7 years now, yeah.
Right, 7 years. So just you? Have you got some people?
Yeah. So we've got 3 lads, and then we've got like 5 subbies we use as well. So yeah, it's a nice little team, really. Yeah.
Yeah. And you're on. If anyone hasn't seen, you're on YouTube. Bit of YouTube.
Yeah. We've got the YouTube channel. We've got TikTok. We've got Instagram. So yeah, it's a bit of fun making videos. Yeah.
Yeah. And if you're not following, there's always a good laugh in there, actually. And it's you almost look at the similar there, you two, right? You look at that, you could be like brothers.
Long lost twins. It's the beard and the skin.
We're like Vikings, aren't we?
But obviously that means because James has popped along here to take on the Electricians Challenge, it's time for you to join in as well. So is he going to be at the top of the board there near Ross?
I don't know.
Is he going to be down at the lower end of the board, should we say, near Carl there? So
You never know.
it's time to get your times in. It's really easy this week because there's only one challenger, so you just got to put the time. But you can put James in there if you want to. You can put top electrician in there if you want to prove you're a follower of James across on the various challenge. We'll see what's coming on. So let's see. Wait for some times to come in there. Oh. We'll see. Yeah.
Right.
Nervous?
Well, I don't think there were a few mess ups, weren't there? So I don't know if you got a few bloopers in there.
Yeah, sometimes electricians, they come with, we saw, will it be an outrageous time? If we remember Neil Bridgman a few weeks ago when he came in and said that anyone who does this in more than 4 minutes basically shouldn't be working in this industry. So that's, you've got an excuse. Handle screws.
Yeah, well,
Eddie, you're on there as well, aren't you?
Yeah. 3:43.
Oh, you're less than 4 minutes, yeah? So you're not in an outrageous time.
Not an outrageous.
Yeah. In a slightly, we'll say the senior league.
Well, yeah, number 1 out of the 50s.
Yeah. So time's coming in. So people are thinking this is going to be. It looks, the people have got in the 3-4 minutes mark.
Okay, 3 to 4. I'll take that.
Yeah, so I guess let's roll with it. Let's see how he got on. We haven't seen this. I saw a few of them. I was out of the room when this was going on.
Is it going?
Right, straight in. Now this looks like a good start. You're going for tape?
I'll tape off
Yeah,
then.
straight in with it. That's fast tape work, I must say there.
I know.
Straight in that. You brought your own tools?
Yeah.
Brand of screwdrivers?
Representing CK, they're doing really well.
Chop and
Yeah,
beard
really
as well,
fast.
yeah.
Yep, that's the there, put the
we'll
screws in the
get
top. I think
into
your
that.
first run you kept the screws in your mouth.
Not that far.
Oh, then the socket fell off.
Right, straight in there. You didn't go for Gary straight, that's straight out. Round the Seco bend.
Come on, get him in.
Straight in there. This is looking pretty fast, actually, on this one.
Bit slow today, we're chopping them out.
He's struggling with the cut.
Not messing around there, not cutting them individually.
I did notice a bit of swarf in that trunk.
You did?
Yeah, no, needs vacuum out.
Well, it's in there. Look at that. Oh, there's a screw in the mouth there. You've kept one screw in the mouth and one in the socket. So
That's
it's not like a soother. Like
yeah, just keeps you calm during the process. Yeah.
No, perfect.
Right, look at that
Wouldn't it?
tension.
You know what I mean?
This is and talking to camera as well at the
Yeah,
same
you
time.
got to
Now,
put on a show, haven't you?
this is a good show. Yeah, look at that, a bit raggy end there. Are you a croppers person or they're side cutters?
Oh, side cutters.
You always side cutters?
We go for the big bad boys from CK.
Yeah.
Oh,
The brand's available, of course.
oh sorry,
Yeah,
yeah, I'm not supposed to
use
mention
that.
brands yet.
No, you can mention. Oh, look at that frayed.
Oh dear.
Well,
It's a bit dark in there, yeah.
look away, look away.
Good rich temps.
I didn't see that.
So this is that was quick down to the ground there. So again, chopping all these at once. How did you do that?
Safe to say you're not going to be joining me over there. I
I
think.
don't know.
You think it's
It's
fast, Colin?
looking quick, yeah.
Could have been a lot faster, I think.
Quicker than my 9 minutes for sure.
Fly lead, is it?
Definitely made a few
Got that
mistakes.
screw in the mouth. Please didn't cough. It could have gone off like a bullet.
No, then. These channels closed, are they?
Just got to work the back box.
There we go.
Oh, no, I couldn't get it in. Look at that. Loads of mistakes.
The CPC, as Gary would say.
CPC, yeah. We don't have to be correct tonight. Gary, he's on holiday, won't be listening.
I'm using the torque arm there.
People are in their proper cross section of accents tonight. Oh, we've got everyone in tonight. So.
Subtitles will be available.
I still call it a fuse board. I'm not even that
Right, this looks pretty bad. Kneeling down there. That's
No,
really there.
can't beat it on the knee, can you?
Pretty tight there. Oh, you used the
knee
you
screws,
didn't put them in
yeah.
the same terminal. You went for the second one actually. Not many
One's in
people
my
do
mouth.
that.
I think he's wiring this for next door for the length of that.
Yeah.
Remember, we're double dipping on the
I'm
scrap
bleeding.
here. We'll come on to that.
Trying to get this.
Right, one screw left. Oh, no, you used the one in your mouth. You found the other one.
Oh, I don't know.
Right.
That's incredible.
That did look like a fast time
I
actually.
don't know. As long as we beat Wayne.
Well, I'm looking at the board. Anyone else you recognise on that? I mean, we're looking around at the board there. I'll just bring the camera. Actually, I'll go over. I've got the camera here.
Wow.
I'll check here. So Wayne here was the Welsh wizard, and you had him on. That's 322. That is pretty fast. And then down there we've got Ross. We've got Carl all the way over there. We've got Eddie. Eddie's in there. Right. So let's have a little look here. Have we got a time anywhere? Is it hidden in a special place?
Well, it usually is.
All right. Oh, right. Now this could be. It's quite interesting. So we didn't know this before. So we're. People often say you can spot a gap on the board where it could be going. But that's actually not true. There was that much vibration going on the board. Some names dropped off. So people have dropped off, including a few people at the top. So James, you did this in actually. You're not in the 4-minute region.
Oh, good, good.
You're not in the 3-minute region. So Eddie can relax now. So you did this in 2 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And 44 seconds.
Right, come on, get in.
So unfortunately, after months, years, we're
Wow.
now moving Ross Sands down, and James Finney literally is, for a while, the top electrician.
There we go. That's metal.
Oh, don't mock you.
Well, I wasn't expecting that.
Oh, I mean, and actually, yeah, your first time, that was your first time.
Was it? Oh,
Yeah.
right.
And then sometimes
We
people,
missed it.
Oh, no.
yeah, we missed that.
yeah.
It's the first time. It's normally sometimes people take ages. I mean, like hours to do that first run. But yeah, 2 minutes 44.
Right, that's.
And your second run was 2 minutes 47. So
Was
it
it?
wasn't a fluke.
Right, that's good.
And-
How about the last one?
Oh, that was about 4 minutes.
Oh, the last one was an absolute
14, no,
disaster.
14 minutes of something, weren't it?
We'd given up. We were out there. Eddie'd had two tees, but that's fantastic. That is.
Well done.
Yeah.
Well done.
Now Ross reckons when he did it, there was another 10 seconds in it.
What's it been? Yeah, that's about right, isn't it? Yeah, I think there's more time saves than that, definitely.
Yeah.
I made loads of mistakes, yeah.
Well, there you go. 2 minutes 44. Loads of mistakes. There's probably still another 10 seconds in it. So Ross will be crying in his tea tonight on that one. I did tell him to tune in because it was there's some big change. So yeah, that was. I think obviously Gary's not allowed to enter the time for that. Who wins the fastest time to win a prize because he was under 3 minutes. But yeah, nice try, Gary. Oh no, someone guessed 2 minutes 30. Aidan Finney, is that right?
That's my brother, yeah.
That's your brother?
Yeah, what a legend.
All right, he doesn't work with you?
He's not an electrician, so...
Right. Done some work for him, have you?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Did you charge him?
No.
No. Well,
He's had some good installs off me.
well
Because he's not getting paid, that's why he gets it done quick.
I think we charged him when we sent a subby to his house, actually, so I'll hide there.
yeah. Right. Well, so we'll turn to Eddie for a bit now.
Oh.
Yeah. So obviously, for people who you haven't been on the live show before, have you? It's always been pre-recorded. Oh no, we had
We had Cam.
Cam. Yeah, where's
Yeah.
Cam tonight? We left them
I've left it in the background because...
just out of shot. When we're finished,
fair
Eddie
shot.
can get tuck into Cam. So, I mean, we're here to celebrate a little bit with you and the work you do. But tell us, how did he get into being an electrician in the first place?
First of all, started off doing a work experience. So I did that with the BBC at Pebble Mill, which has now been knocked down and all sorts, but on the electrical mechanical. Found that quite interesting. One thing or another, holiday come up while I was still at school. Girlfriend I was with at the time, her friend's dad was a contracts manager. Was he? No, he was a partner in an electrical contracting business, and he asked if I wanted to do another work experience. So I did, and ended up getting a job, and one thing or another, and that was basically the start of it. That's how I got into it.
Yeah.
So yeah, and it just went from there. I was with them for 16 plus years, I think it was.
Right.
And then started on my own, and that was 23 years ago now.
Wow. Pebble Mill. I never knew that, Alan. So you won't know what Pebble Mill was, will you?
No.
You've got to be a
Yeah,
certain
yeah,
age,
yeah.
like Eddie or Gary. Gary will remember. But Pebble Mill was the really boring programme of midday
Oh,
television.
no, they had some good guests there when I was there. Yeah. Oh, we had one of the Jacksons, one of the girl Jacksons, Samantha Fox.
Right.
Yeah.
You won't know who she is. Jenny knows who Samantha Fox was.
Spilt tea over the...
Samantha Fox? Do you know Samantha? No, there we go.
Who's she?
If you remember
Tea over
Samantha
the-
Fox, you don't have to watch it in. They could just sort of give a nod that you know who we're on about. And Pebble Mill, if you used to enjoy Pebble Mill. Yeah.
Spilt tea over one of the news presenters and had to get changed just as they're going up for the news at 10 to 6. And, new shirt and tie and stuff. And, yeah, all sorts went on there. Yeah, it was.
And you used to have this big glass wall behind it. Didn't it? It was like
That's right. Yeah.
People,
Yeah.
used to
Had to
walk.
clean the lenses on the cameras. It was one of the jobs. I think each lens at that time, going back like 35, 40 years ago, and there was like 10 grand a pop each lens.
Wow.
So yeah, it was big cameras, like big lenses.
Pebble Mill. There we go. Well, you learned something. So then, what brought you onto social media in the first place?
Well, working for myself was. I've been working for myself for quite some years. The problem is, with working yourself, you end up in your own little world. And so I started up a Twitter account just to keep an eye on what was going on in the industry, really. New stuff coming out and such like, because it was starting to really evolve. So I opened the Twitter account, and that was it, really. That just sort of like just ticking off, like, see who was doing what, the manufacturers, what was coming out, and what was going on in the business. And then shortly after that, or about that sort of time, I was ECA member, and things. Getting stuff from other people. I found like having probably about 10 years working on my own, you sort of ended up in this bubble where you're missing out on stuff because you've got nobody to speak to really about anything. Unless you're going to the wholesalers and and chat with people who you already know. You sort of got lost.
Yeah.
Of course, the way the world was starting to evolve, it's not just like pulling a socket and pulling a back lamp holder. It's it's now changed dramatically over the last like 20 years. So yeah, so that's how that come about.
Yeah. And it is, people forget, it is a lonely place, running your own business sometimes,
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah.
So did you find that, James? Did you sort of start it out? Or?
Well, to be fair, we got asked to do some networking when I first. So I got a van, got it signed written, and then we got invited to like a networking thing. Because I've always kind of met up with business owners, you see, which can help quite a lot. You know what I mean? You got people there that are going through the same things you are. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, well, that's a good tip, that actually. Yeah,
yeah, definitely. I'll definitely try that if you're going to set up on your own. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it is. It is. But that brought you into mental health. It's always been a big thing for you, Eddie, hasn't it, in promoting that?
Well, not necessarily promoting in the beginning. That's sort of come about later. It's something that I've known people who've had problems with that, and I've had a mate who committed suicide and stuff like that. So I've always been aware of it. It was really then when lockdown happened, and that sort of like brought everything to the forefront, really. And then, of course, Ryan Dempsey was doing like the press up challenge. I got involved in that, and things evolve.
Yeah.
Things move on.
And that press up challenge was fantastic. It was every day, wasn't it?
Yeah, I need to start back on it. I really do. I really do. So, but yeah, it was. Yeah, it did go. Yeah, I think it was like 25 press ups a day for 30 days. I think it was to start off with. They ended up getting into like 50 press ups a day for like 50 days or something, and then it was 50 press ups like up until I was 50. So yeah, I dragged it out a bit.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, vertical ones and all sorts, like, so yeah. So
That was fantastic. I love it. It was embarrassing to watch. You just felt pathetic. You know, it was every day. You know, it just Here's Eddie again with these press ups.
Yeah.
We've had a super chat in actually. So Ryan Davis has sent us the grant £4.99, which we will put towards a charity. Actually, we'll if anyone else wants to chip in, we'll put them to one of the electrical charities out there and things like that. Because I think, you know, absolutely right. Starting your own business, mental health. James has found a way out with doing, getting networking, which is great. Obviously, probably got some business out of it as well.
Lots, yeah. Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Yeah, and that was great. Yeah, and then you also then started through lockdown. Was it the Lone Ranger scheme?
Yeah, well, first of all, how I ended up like sort of getting known on social media was actually the CPD calendar first.
Yes.
What had happened was I'd already started doing like a Google calendar. Other search engines are available, and one thing or another, I ended up doing this Google calendar like because I was missing out on lives that Voltman were doing. Other electrical channels are also available. So I was missing out on the lives that they were doing, like for the CPD. So I thought I'll put them on Google calendar. So I'd already got like quite a few on there. Lockdown happened, and I sort of put it out there, like, you know, I've got this few bits up, like, you know, does anybody want it? And of course, I think Paul Meaning was the first one to push it out there. Oh, that's a great idea, like, you know, and clunk, 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 off it goes. And then somebody wanted to know, the 2 Minute Man wanted to know, Mr. Bridgman wanted to know who's behind this calendar. So, and then things then started evolving. I'd spoke with Sam and Ricky, and that was basically the first time I was speaking like live or, you know, anything else like on any sort of social medias. And it sort of went from there, really.
Yeah. You were ahead of the curve in CPD as well now, because it's a massive thing now.
Yeah, well, of course, the amount that was coming out, that took up virtually the whole of my lockdown.
Yeah.
You know, got no decorating done. You know, got nothing else done. You know,
You didn't get that car restored?
I didn't get that car. So don't say anything. But the wife won't be watching anyway. It's electrical stuff. She won't be watching. But no, yeah. So there was shed loads of stuff I could have been doing, but I ended up, you know, getting and it was just basically getting that in and one thing and another. So it was, and then, you know, part of that, then it went on to the mental health with the press ups and such like after that one. So you know, so.
And CPD's now big up the agenda. It's all like suddenly it's like you sort of start this calendar. We've been doing CPD for ages, and now everyone's cottoned onto it. It's like and there's loads out there. I mean, there's you know.
It is, yeah. I mean, I'm still running it. I think I posted about 30 events or different CPDs that are happening up till, I think, about January now. Another 30 added into it. Different things that are going on. So I think it's had about 55,000 hits on it or something like that. So, you know, yeah, people still eating it. So.
So then the Lone Ranger scheme, so what happened that? So what is the Lone Ranger? That's it. It's not a Lone.
Basically, that occurred from, I posted some pictures of, because obviously part of my work involves like steel trunking conduit, as I've done for yourselves. And I posted some pictures of the book I had from when I was at college, posted them. I got quite a few DMs and messages and such like from apprentices saying, oh yeah, really helpful, one thing or another. So, and then from that, it was Tiana from Electricians. She mentioned so it'd be helpful, you know, get some practice in on this. Of course, she was only up the road from us, like, you know, so normally speaking, I'd have said, yeah, I'll pop round our gaff, like, you know, while I'm panning building or whatever, you know, crack on with some conduit. But of course, lockdown rules and one thing and another. It was towards the end, you could still go to work, but you're mixing with, not mixing with people you're not supposed to be mixing with, sort of thing at the time. So she ended up with about half a ton of kit land on her doorstep after speaking with like, my local wholesaler, Edmondson's at Wolverhampton, speaking with them. Dean Collins, he was right behind it, he was the assistant manager at the time there, and got right on board with it. And they deliver it for free, they help out on the pricing situs and everything else, and yeah, it's been really good. Yeah, so that's how that come about really, and then that evolved, because literally she just had like the conduit bender in parts arrive, it was in the box as it would have come off the shelf, bundle of conduit, boxes of M boxes, boxes of T boxes, boxes of, you name it, the whole lot just arrived, so, which was very impractical. As you can probably imagine on some...
You want to put it through your letterbox.
Yeah, well, yeah. So that then evolved. It was a chat with Gary at that point. You know, what do I need, you know, to be able to show them? I'm thinking like 6 foot by 3 foot board light. And then a bit of trunking on it, a few sockets and one of the socket boxes, and what sort of bends do we need to put on it? Not exactly like the AM2, but the sort of guidelines that we're looking at. Put a few more complex bends in, so if they wanted to go any further, give them the opportunity. Yeah, he's done quite well, so I've got to collect that from Nottingham in the next week or so.
So it's still out and about, still doing the rounds?
I'm still doing the rounds, yeah. So a few of the people are a bit shy about, I think that's the thing with social media, is people are a bit shy about showing the mistakes.
Yeah. James,
you know,
around there all the time. You should see what they say on TikTok about them.
He's famous for it. But yeah, you know, so, you know, and I keep asking them, like, you know, show me like the scrap of conduit, because it encourages other learners to have a go with it, like, you know, it's experience that gets you to, you know, do your bubble sets or, you know, getting your niceties correct and stuff like that. You only do it for experience, so, but yeah, sometimes they're a little bit shy about it. But
yeah, well, just tell people, if you want the right answer, just put a video on YouTube and everyone will tell you what tell you what it is.
Yeah,
it's flooding in.
So, yeah, so that was that really. Yeah. So
and then, I mean, fine. I mean, that's a lot. Yeah. And then we've got the set for September.
It was literally a phone call. Literally, that's all it is. I mean, everything I've done, to be honest with you, they've been very simple things. I'm a very simple man. You know, I look at simple solutions. That's it. You know, it's just that I see the solutions. I had a phone call with Andy. We had a couple of messages, one thing or another. We had a phone call, had a chat about it, you know, well, you know, which way do we go about doing this, or, you know, and it came about, like, you know, rather than trying to say, oh no, you shouldn't be showing that, like, you know, how about encouraging and this, that, and we had a great conversation. I've met up with him a few times since. In fact, I was only with him a couple of weeks ago and was up Airdrie. You know, so, you know, got some good buddies out of it as well, yourselves, of course. Yeah. So it's been good. Yeah, it's been good, and pretty much everything positive.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. You got time for any work?
it does take a bit of time. It's a bit more honed out now, like, you know.
Yeah.
So it's
But it's encouraged a lot more people to get involved, hasn't it?
yeah, in all sorts of aspects. Like, yeah, why not? You know, I mean, some people do say like about the CPD calendar. Or, you know, is it really CPD? Well, any learning, if it gets you on that starting point, you know, say for example, it's about sockets, or you know, it could be about all about trunking or whatever it be. It gets you on that learning curve for something, and it's a starting point, you know. It's free CPD, so you ain't going to get like, you know, £4 worth of learning, are you? So, you know, but it's a starting point, you know, and it encourages them to move on to something else. Put it all in one place, nice and easy.
Yeah,
Simple.
you find things as you go through and learn, don't you? Find these little pockets of useful information.
Yeah.
And if you share them out there.
So I found out the hard way on that sort of thing, like years ago when I first joined the ECA. There was like technical stuff about like YY-FLEX, SY-FLEX and all that. And I went the hard route around it, you know, asking the question, because I used the stuff and I used miles of it. And of course, this is where, by learning these different ways of communicating with different peoples, you know, you learn different ways of being able to get the message across.
And that, you know, if everyone's wondering why Eddie got an award, that's why. And you know, a lot of people put this industry down, saying it's going to the dogs and everything else. But actually, I don't think it is. Actually, I think there is loads of positivity out there. There's loads of things people can do, you know, to get involved, whether you're a one-man band or something. I was even on a training course myself last week, which was the first. I did an exam for the first time in 20 years.
Ooh.
We'll come on to that. Let's see what the video turns out like in future.
Let's see what your results were first.
49 out of 50 on the multiple choice.
Oh, there we go then. That ain't bad.
I was gutted.
Ever
since that, now I can go around to anybody's house now and condemn their ventilation system.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
There you go.
I started with my own, actually.
Yeah. Was that one of your own CPDs, was it?
No, I've done ours.
Oh, okay.
So Joe did one with Environment. We'll come back to CPDs a little bit later on. And I learned loads from our own CPD that I'd done wrong in my own house. So, yeah, I still haven't been into the loft to fix it yet. So then I went on another course, but it was an NIC course, a proper course, should we say. And, I learned a whole load more stuff that I've done wrong.
That's it. That's the learning curve of CPD, isn't it? You know, you're getting involved in the bits that you work on, and that then progresses to something else. But if you can get something free to start off with, I don't want to go down that route. You know, it could be to do with PLC programming. It could be. There's so many different avenues. I mean, this trade is so wide; it's untrue. You know, so many different avenues to go down. So yeah.
Well, a true inspiration, I think. There you go. That's the one. So we're going to take a little break. We're going to have a pop-over. Safe to September was mentioned. It is coming up, Safe for September. And obviously we think about safe isolation. If anyone doesn't know what it is, we'll best just pop over to Rick's Tool Time and see what he's been looking at related to that.
Rick's Tool Time.
Hello and welcome to Rick's Tool Time. With the month of September breathing down the backs of our necks, we start to think of Safe for September. This campaign was started by Andy, Susie, aka Princess Sparky, and our very own eFIXX Person of the Year, Win Clemmens, to raise awareness and promote good practices and procedures for isolating live electrical supplies and securing them. An essential part of safe isolation is having an approved voltage indicator and suitable equipment for locking off the circuit you are working on. That's what we have here and more in this Safe Isolation Kit TIS. The centrepiece of this kit is the TIS 8000 Open Jaw Multi-Tester, which is a fully compliant voltage indicator and also has some other unique features. So let's dive in and take a look. Let's look at this open jaw at the front, which has a number of functions. First up is a non-contact voltage indicator, which is good for detecting the presence of a voltage in a conductor. This could be handy when you are trying to identify you've disconnected the correct circuit, or even if a fuse has blown or missing. The open jaw clamp meter can be used to measure AC current flowing in the live conductor as well as the protective conductor. In our installation, we have a current in the earthing conductor, which increases when our tame tyre fitter next door has his compressor running. Further investigation, I think. This feature is a fantastic way to start the investigation into diverted neutral currents, as we have at Lineside Studios, or possible signs of a broken pen conductor. Having this built into a voltage indicator is a great feature. Of course, to be an approved voltage indicator, it must still identify voltages with no batteries in the unit. The unit will measure voltages up to 1000 volts AC or 1500 volts DC. DC. Let's not forget the importance of safe isolation on solar inverters when we are working on them. You can also use this to identify the polarity of the solar string cables. A few other features we like. IP64 ratings, so it shouldn't get damaged when Gary leaves it outside or when it's lying around in that dusty tool bag. The test probes meet the requirements of GS38 as the tip caps keep that exposed tip below 4mm. You can also replace the probe leads should you happen to damage them. When carrying out the safe isolation procedure, wouldn't it be nice for a bit of light? The TIS 8000 has your back here, illuminating the LCD screen and the test area. As part of the SI kit, there is also a handy little pouch which houses your TIS 8000 tester and proving unit, which simply makes life easier. Not only to be satisfied with just one pouch, Gary is in his element here. He has two pouches, the second one which holds the essentials like a padlock, hasp, tag and pen and various lockout mechanisms for securing electrical systems. Also on screen, the tester can carry out these other functions. So let me know, what do you think? Is it great or is it a gimmick? Get your votes in, but till then, I'll see you on the flip side. Ta-da.
Mixture time.
Well, there we go. What a fantastic tool. But do you think, put in the comments whether you think that tool is good or a gimmick before we hand it over to James to position it on the tool wall behind us. So put that in there. So Eddie, you're a big safe isolation person. What are you?
I'm a fan of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's for sure. It just
Keeps you alive.
It keeps you alive. But it's a good common sense, really, to be honest with you. And it's like anything safety-wise. If you do it regular enough, like using your safety specs or whatever it be, it's just natural then.
Yeah, habit.
So the earlier you learn it, the longer you're going to last.
Yeah. Now, safe isolation. Now, sometimes you get a shock from surprising places. Yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah. Now, a while ago, Eddie sent us in the winch that we actually use for the tool wall. It's about to come down for James to do that. We're not quite there yet, Rick. We've got a little side story here, actually, because that. Yeah, you actually sent us that winch. It turned up in the post one day, things you don't expect to get. Someone sent us a winch in the post because we were doing it with a bit of string or something.
That was 6491X, weren't
Yes,
it? You was doing it on
single. So Eddie sorted out with
Brown, I think it was, if I remember rightly.
sorted us out with a winch, and it only came with a small control station on it.
That's right, yeah.
And I wanted to relocate it. So actually, just behind you there, just by Carl's name there, is the winch that brings up the. Brings it up and down, and I thought I'd rewire it, but I took the handle of it. Ooh, it was a little bit more complicated than I first thought in there. They'd actually done a mechanical interlock to the up and down button. So Gary was asked, I drew it all out on the board to how it was working. I thought, right, I'm going to have to recreate that electrically, which I did with the two up and down buttons. Also in the handheld device was the motor run capacitor, which obviously it was unplugged. I didn't check to see how much charge was in it, but I certainly felt how much charge was in it as I started rewiring the circuit.
And you didn't film that.
No, I didn't.
That had have gone viral. That had have gone viral.
Yeah, there was some colourful language that night, there really was. And the problem was I did it twice.
Twice?
Yeah.
Oh, right. I see you learnt then.
Oh, yeah.
Hard way.
It was like, I thought, wow, that's... You just forget, don't you?
You know what they say, don't you? Can't teach an old dog new tricks.
Boom, boom. Yeah, and we've got a video coming out soon where we've programmed a PLC, which is another big thing on that, and obviously the colour code for wires inside PLCs and control panels tends to be completely different.
It can be, yeah, definitely, yeah.
So before anyone chips in on the comments on that video, we've used the colour code that matches what was inside that handheld remote control, because that was what I had the tri-rated cable I bought to do the job with. So before anyone weighs in on the comments and starts criticising, oh, you shouldn't use that colour for that. So there we go.
Yeah.
So on that bombshell, it's time to, James, you have to take your feet on the floor there. You've got to summon the tool bag from above. But
Should we get his little rod out?
You can do. Go on.
Been wheel him in. Go on.
Go on. You've got a tool. Come on.
Come here, tool.
Act into it. Tool. On your knees. On your knees. You've got to convince Eddie.
Press the button.
Yeah, that's it. Come on, tool.
Come here, tool. Go on.
I feel like I'm in danger.
Oh, Eddie's making you work for it.
There's more.
Oh,
There we
you
go.
might have your dignity now at the top of it. So if you had a look at that, have a look at it in the back. Sit down for a minute. Just have a look at it. See what you have a think.
Oh, let's see. Little proving unit. What else do we get? So I liked his little demo where you can. It's got an open clamp, so I thought that was pretty cool. So yeah, what do we think? Coolness then.
In the order, let's have a look what people said. I think most people were great. Yeah.
Yeah, I
That
quite
was
like
it.
this one, to be fair.
Right, so you've got to decide where it goes on the board. So at the top, hold on, where's the coffee machine? The coffee machine's dropped off at the bottom.
What do we
We've
think?
also got the Wago. You see the Wago probes up there?
I'll go test probes
Yeah,
up
I think
there.
So you've got to decide where they're going.
Universal wire strip on
If
the
you're
right.
down here, it's sort of okay. Down here is completely rubbish. In the bottom corner is complete gimmick. If it's heading up there, it's like an essential you've got to have.
I think we'll go for. Am I sticking it on?
Yeah.
Go on, we'll go.
We might move it when
just
you're not here.
underneath there, I think that'll do ya.
Oh, there you go. He's trying to curry favour with a bit of Wago there. There you go. An essential bit of kit. Yeah, should be in everyone's tool.
Is that coffee machine still on charge, is it?
I'll see the coffee machine because I haven't treated it a Makita microwave yet. It is coming up. I just haven't had time to do the review of it yet.
Oh,
I've been using it though. Yeah. Power tool. Are you a power tool brand?
I'm a Milwaukee guy.
Milwaukee. Eddie, you're Milwaukee's, weren't you?
yeah, I do the red brand, yeah.
I've not seen a coffee machine though from Milwaukee. I'm kind of jealous of Makita, you know.
See, they just don't
What
do
they're playing
quality tools. Milwaukee do.
Because we're working so hard. We're working so hard. We don't need a coffee break. You know what I mean?
Yeah, on that, I mean, there's one. That's at the point. We'll come back to the working hard. We'll put that up there. We're okay with that. I'm trying to think. There's one bit actually. One bit of dignity left. Obviously, you always think electricians should clean up. Eddie, are you a tidy person?
Yeah, I like a site to be tidy. Yeah.
You've recently got a bin. Do you get a bin? Let's have a look. You've got a Greencable bin.
Yeah, I did got a Greencable bin, yeah. Ed from Greencable dropped a free bin down for us. I signed up right and
Yeah.
the eFIXX code in at the
Yeah.
time. And then, yeah, off it come.
Yeah. So Greencables are great. If anyone's not using it, that might not be in your area, but the more people who sign up, the more people spread. There will be a link in the description. But they drop you a bin off, and you just deposit your waste cable in there, and then when it's full, they come and collect it, and they give you some money. Not in cash, in person. They're not allowed to do that anymore with scrap metal in most places. They'll put it straight in your bank account.
Yeah, that's
How long
it,
do you think it'll take you to fill that, Eddie?
Well, it's going to be a little while because the scrap that comes off the site, Steve normally has that when we're out, often around the country. Steve normally has that part, but this will be from the panel shop, and anything else we're doing local, so it'll go in there. Anything raised from it basically will go to the Electrical Industries charity. So,
I tell you.
well, it was free anyway, weren't it? So it's
Yeah.
the first thing come up about the code, the redeem code, like, you know, and I'm not really into that sort of thing, like, you know, something money out of, you know, there's different things like, you know, doing brands and stuff, like, I'd rather not do that, to be honest with you. That's just my personal opinion. So I thought, when he mentioned about it, I thought, oh, hang on, let him have that. So then, I'll make off of the cable, 50% of that will be going to the Electrical Industries charity as well. So well, why not?
So do you want people to send them your scrap cable as well? They'll send cable to you to put in the bin? There you
Yeah,
go.
well, they could do, yeah.
Yeah, box.
It's a secret location, so you have
Yeah.
to find it first.
Ah, right, yeah. That's one thing they do suggest you hide the bin somewhere safe.
Yeah,
Because if people get word you've got a bin full of copper cable, it can go missing.
Somewhere in the Black Country.
Yeah.
And that's your lot.
And Ed, he's a great bloke. He came along. He
Yeah,
got that bin
really nice bloke. Very straightforward. The the system they're using, I can't believe it's not been done before, but it is simple. It's like some of the stuff we were talking about earlier. It's simple answers to simple questions, really. You know, why hasn't this been done before? You know, we've had like wheelie bins like for council disposal like for a number of years, and yeah, absolutely cracking. I thought it was a brilliant idea. I was a little bit sceptic to start off with, and you guys have got one, and you know, I've seen a bit more about it. And other guys, I think Nick Bundy's got one as well, and a couple of other people. I thought, yeah, give it a crack, see how we go for it. So a little bit of charity as well. Charity.
That's a good idea, actually. I think we'll have to. We're nearly half full on our bin now.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, the amount that James has gone through today,
Yeah,
I think it's a bit more than ours.
Let's just have a little bit of look at James in action. We've got James in action cleaning up. Here's a rare sight. Let's be interested to see if his customers see him clean up before. He's even fast at sweeping up.
There you go. Yeah.
It's like a game of Twister, you said.
Yeah.
So, look at that, the fastest sweeper in West Yorkshire.
Oh, there.
There you go, and that's Greencable. That's fantastic. And obviously, so we've got that. We've got the safe for September. We've got the safe isolation tester up there. We've also got a great chance for you to win one of those with TIS, which Joe's going to tell you about. Let's just have a quick look at that, Joe. See what you.
Safe isolation is essential every day of the year. Each September, we like to support the Safe for September campaign. In September, many new people join the electrical industry, starting apprenticeships and college courses. So it's time for you to demonstrate and share safe isolation best practices. It's also a great time to refresh your knowledge and eliminate bad habits. To help motivate your Safe for September, we've teamed up with TIS to bring you a great offer. It's really easy to enter. Take the eFIXX Safe Isolation CPD training module. You'll get a certificate that will go towards your annual CPD requirements, and you'll be entered into a draw to win one of these TIS Safe Isolation kits. Can't wait until the end of September for the prize draw? Do you need to update your Safe Isolation kit right now? Are you one of the people who never win anything? Take your CPD certificate down to your local electrical wholesaler, who'll give you 10% off the cost of his top-of-the-range kit. Don't delay. Start your Safe for September today. Link in description or bio. Terms and conditions apply.
So there you go, you're ahead of the curve there because we haven't put that out to anybody else. Really easy to enter. Do the CPD. You should do it even anywhere without having to be reminded. Even an addict, you'll see that was my certificate in there. Did that on the 6th of August. Just to remind yourself, it's great for if you employ people. If you want to make sure they're up to date with a safe isolation, just make sure they do the CPD. If you take it down to the wholesalers, you can get 10% off of that. Or we will give away, there's 3 of them to give away at the end of September as well. And the guys from TIS are coming on to do that as well. So
That's good to hear, yeah.
yeah. And obviously, share the hashtag Safe for September.
So, hashtag Safe for September, and it's not just for September.
It isn't, but we do it in September. Yeah, it should be
Yeah.
a start forming a habit in September.
Yeah, and continue it throughout the year. Just a little reminder each year.
Yeah. And remember, if you're working on, someone sends you a motor through the post that has a large capacitor in the handle, you can get electric shocks from things that aren't even connected. So, there you go. You reminded me on that one, Eddie. So moving on now, speaking of, we've touched on innovation, we've got our good friend Carl here from Wago. I mean, look at this now. With how opportune is that? We've got the person at the top of the leaderboard and the person at the bottom.
Yeah.
Well, he's the top of his own leaderboard.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got 2 tops, haven't we? Yeah.
It's a great shout. It's a great shout. Love that.
And you've got the other excuse because you don't do screws, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
So
Got
that's
an
it.
excuse.
So Wago, we've had giant Wago. Look at that, she's on the phone over there. See, look at that. What we found out really it was James who was inside the suit all that time at CF Live. So Carl, at the minute, what's going on at Wago at the minute? You've got your own giveaway going on, haven't you?
We have indeed. So on June the 1st, we launched our biggest ever competition for electricians called Winner Winner Wago Spinner. So it's a play on the old Winner Winner chicken dinner. So this time round, we've got over 15,000 instant prizes to give away to electricians, including DeWalt drills, velocity bags, nights away for 2, and we've also got thousands and thousands of instant prizes to give away. Greg's vouchers, Just Eat, £10 Mixer and Butler vouchers to be used at All Bar One, Harvesters, Miller and Carter, all your good kind of top brands. So in order to enter the competition, you need to purchase qualifying 221 or 2773 series products. On the actual box itself, there'll be a little peel and reveal label, as you've seen on the screen there. Peel it back, enter your details and the unique entry code and you get to spin the little wheel to see what amazing prizes you can win. So 98% essentially of all prizes are literally delivered digitally. So Gordon, you could go out to your local wholesaler, enter the competition, and be at Greg's literally within 4 or 5 minutes buying at Greg's on Wago. So yeah, it's a big competition and it's exciting.
Look at that, Rick's excited by that. Yeah, and is it going well?
Yeah, it's going really well. We've given away thousands and thousands of prizes already. We've seen electricians give really, really good feedback, and I implore people that go out there, and if they do win, then tag us in and we'll share it on our social media accounts and things like that. But yeah, we get inundated on social media with electricians winning amazing prizes every day, so it's great to give back to electricians for supporting Wago.
Have you tried that, James? Have you found one yet?
I've tried to win, but I haven't won yet. But I need to buy more. I need to buy more.
You need to try again.
Send other members of the team down to the wholesale account or something.
I'm sure they're entering and winning.
Yeah. Eddie, are you in there?
I bought a couple of ones. The one box I did do the other day was Vid Wago.
Oh, right.
It was the old one. Oh, out of date, this one. So, but, you know, hey,
Tell your wholesaler that.
it was. I'll get everything delivered. I'm very rarely going to an wholesaler, do I?
Right. Well, see, it's like getting an online supermarket delivery. You see, they always send you the out-of-date stuff.
Well, this is it, yeah.
Well, if you're down at the shop, you'd be raking to the back to get the sell-by date.
That's it,
Yeah, we've already given away the full expense electric van last year, so yeah, we're onto a bigger and better.
I must love you at head office, Carl. Look, he's back again. He gave away a van this year. Now he's giving away prizes.
Yes, big campaigns. We love giving back.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd join in.
Give it another go.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah. We've got some other questions we had in on Wago. So that Wago, I keep getting the. Are you a Wago? Are you?
Vin Vid Wago.
Vin With Wago.
Yeah, it's winner, Wago spinner.
Vin Vid Wago.
Winner, Wago
Yeah, it's
spinner now.
winner, Wago
James,
spinner.
are you Wago or Wago?
After today, I think I'm a Wago.
Good lad, good lad.
There we go. You'll get there.
Yeah.
But so we've done obviously loads of content with Wago over the years, and we get the same questions you do. So we picked out a couple of the common ones to have a look at. And if anyone's got any questions, they can fire in. And at this point, I must say, I forgot earlier on, Richard sent us a super chat as well. Always a great support of the channel. Obviously supporting what you're doing as well, Eddie. You've met Richard, haven't you? Have you ever met Richard?
I don't think I have, no. I don't think I have. I've not met everybody yet.
Just look. Oh, he's slower than you on the board. He's 10 seconds slower.
Yeah, there's quite a few slower than me, to be fair.
Yeah, there you go. One day
He's in the same.
we'll have a veterans league. So fire in some Wago questions, whatever you're on there. I'm getting it wrong myself now. Let's bring the first one up, Joe. Let's have a common one. So here we go. Can you remove conductors from the 2773 series connectors? There you go. James, are you on that? Do you use them?
Yeah, I've used them in the past. Yeah.
Ever remove the connector from the wire from them, or do you just?
Yeah, it's just a pull and twist, isn't it?
There we go. Let's have a look at the answer on that one. Let's have a look at that. There we go. Had a go myself there. Even. Now, I'm amazed people don't know that, Carl, because it's on the box.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's one of our most common questions.
Still,
Yeah,
It's not
absolutely.
so easy with the stranded, though.
you can't on the stranded. You have to bin the connector.
No, well, if you pull the sleeve enough and then pull one out at a time.
Yeah, I'm going to say.
By the time you've done that, you could afford a box of Vagos anyway.
Yes, and you have a win. So that's a common question.
Yeah, it's still very, very much a common question.
Right, from like electricians.
Yeah, but we go to hundreds of trades across the year, and it's up there with definitely one of our common questions. So
Right.
mainly from electricians. So yeah.
Wow. Right, so let's bring another question in, Joe. Let's have another one. Right, do you have a 221 for 10 millimetre squared or 16 millimetre squared? Now, David gave us the answer. You don't at the moment.
Nope.
Yep. Now, is that because they don't use those cables in Europe? They never go that big because they're on mainly 3-phase. Don't need to go there.
Well, yeah, I suppose that might be the answer to that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we did get a suggested solution. Let's have a look at that one, which is the one with the 2 connectors on it. There you go, I'm doing that, the team note. Let's have a look, Joe, what you got. 2 white plugs on it. There we go, let's have a look. There we go, and that's the answer for that one. So the suggestion from David was to use these, which is the 382 series? Let's have a look. God, I'm struggling with these part numbers.
I reckon you could fit the 16 mil into the Wago 221 that we've had walking about today.
Oh yeah, the giant 221. I think
Several.
630 millimetre squared. So that's the solution if you need to join 10 and 60 millimetre connectors. You would have to put them inside a box.
Yeah.
Which being another one, we've got a question on the box as well. Do you have a maintenance-free junction box for the 6 millimetre 221 connectors? And the answer is yes, the box is approved for them. But we get this question as well, so we get the same technical questions you get when we put a video out. People struggle with the concept. It's not the connector that's maintenance-free, it's the box. Yep. And it's there's some conditions it has to meet, and we did a whole CPD on it. We've got a slide there. If you haven't seen it, I've put a link in the description for that as well. I'd encourage people to do that because it answers loads of questions about the maintenance-free junction boxes and something they call aggregate current, which is the probably a bit nobody ever calculates. And you don't do domestic work, so you probably never have to.
May not. No, that's, I've noticed like some people that open them by squeezing them and popping them. So is there something that we have to do that, or should I do the CPD?
You should do the CPD, but to be maintenance-free, it has to be tooled. You have to open it with a tool.
That's what I thought. You say, yeah.
So it should have the cable tie on it.
Oh, so it's literally fitting a cable tie that.
Yeah.
Is that supplied or is that optional extra?
Optional
It's an optional extra.
Yeah.
So depends if you want a maintenance-free junction box or not.
Ah, right.
So, yeah, but I'd encourage people to do that test. And then another question we had in. Let's have a look at. So this is a new product, isn't it?
Yep, this is our brand new 2773 inline.
Yeah. What's the full part number on that, Carl?
2773 2401.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I can read that.
I remember.
I can read
memorised
that
that
as
one.
You
Yeah.
can read that. As well. Well, we'll come back. Don't worry, we're coming to part numbers soon.
Yeah.
So that's, I guess, designed to replace your sort of traditional crimp,
Yep, it is
butt
indeed.
crimp
It is.
terminal, which there's always a question on using them on solid conductors.
But butt crimps?
Yeah. You want to get in the comments on some of our videos, Eddie. If we use a butt crimp on solid, the Americans, they go berserk.
Oh, they use them silly twisty things, don't they?
Wire nuts.
Yeah, that's the ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've found a few of them over the years.
Yeah.
'Cause they used to be quite common over here, oddly enough. I think that was back in the 30s or something like that. Though. So,
Gary still uses them. He swears by them.
yeah.
But so that's the new one. Yeah, there's Gary still across at Lincoln Cathedral. It'd be interesting to know. People are saying I do love a part number. We're going to find out part numbers in a minute. So that connect, just bring it back in there, Joe. So the interesting thing, it's not a levered connector, is it?
It's a push fit.
It's a push fit, so it's closer, I guess. Well, it is part of the 2773 series. You brought the inline 221 out last year.
Yep, and then this is the push fit variant of that.
And it's just a bit smaller than the 221, isn't it?
It is indeed, yeah.
So we had a go, and this is a question again we get all the time. Imagine this: a DIY has damaged a cable in a wall. So let's bring in that little video, Joe. So here's a one. We mocked this up. This wasn't a real installation. We'd never do that. So imagine, you've gone to a job, James. Someone's drilled, tried to put a picture above a socket. They've gone through one of the cores.
You get it there.
How do you fix it? How would you normally fix it?
Well, if it goes up the wall, yeah, we'd normally have to try and replace that cable, yeah.
Right.
So, I don't like it. Well, if it's on like an outside wall, yeah.
Right. So here's our solution this is what we did today.
Very neat.
But the question, this is where the audience comes in here.
I have a question.
Go on then.
Mechanical protection.
Yeah.
Is the heat shrink suitable for mechanical protection?
Yeah, well, that's an adhesive lined heat shrink.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a.
And does that come with a BS or a EN number?
There is a BS. So that particular grade
Yeah.
is what the DNOs typically use outside.
DNOs do what they like anyway.
They make the rules. I know, but it's
Yeah,
been
they
there.
make it all up as they go along.
It's a question. So
Yeah.
we got asked this by the team at Vago a while ago.
Right.
Obviously, you asked the great and the good because it's not a junction box.
No, it's fair enough. You can have inline joints like you would have, like your torpedo joints, like on SWAs.
Yeah.
Very similar type of joint, I would imagine, but that has got like some sort of mechanical protection, and obviously that comes with standards and like the liquids that we.
Yeah. Can you go and fetch it, Rick? We'll try and bring it across. We'll try and pull it to bits, actually. This could be a one here. Tug of war here.
Tug of war.
Impromptu tug of war.
There we go. Fight.
Carl's nervous here now.
How's this going?
You can hang on it.
I think we're going to have a fight. What's the programme? Fight.
Yeah. So no, it didn't melt the PVC sheath, Richard. That's good in the comments. No, it was. I love that heat. I'm a heat shrink obsessive. Actually, I'm not. Should I say that? Well, I've said it now.
It's out there now.
Probably too late.
Too late. Well, that's 3M MDT air when the air being for adhesive, and it's like you can use anything. Cable ties can fix anything. If you can't fix it with a cable tie, 3M MDT air does it.
There we go.
Yeah. So
Nail it on with that.
yeah, it's my go-to heat shrink. The only problem is you need a really powerful heat shrink gun, and we've got the Milwaukee one. Angel's breath, that thing.
Really?
Yeah.
I find it quite. No, I mean, normally speaking, when I'm using heat shrink, a lot of the time it's for marking up or something like that. You see, so.
Someone said I haven't got the part. It is. It's 3M. It's 3M MDTA is the part number. 37 down to 7.2. I think that one we've just done. So there you go. That's how sad I am. Yeah. I love it.
Could you do it with what a lot of electricians call insulation tape, which is not actually technically speaking insulation tape? Could you use electrical tape? You know,
I wouldn't use electrical tape.
No, I wouldn't.
I mean, that's like the sort of person who gets a chalk block and just wraps tape around it.
What could possibly go wrong?
Go on, Jim. You're top. Well, hold on. Yeah, you have a go first.
Yeah.
Right. Let's see. Tug of war. Yeah. Let's
see who's big to the gym.
Yeah. Let's see.
Oh,
Sorry.
God, that is.
There we go. Yeah, that's solid, that, isn't it?
That's quite good. That is.
Yeah, that's quite impressive.
Out of three.
Yeah, go on then.
It's like a family around the Christmas.
It's not breaking that, is it?
Pulling the Christmas
That's
cracker.
all right. That.
That's all right. It's not going anywhere. Just bring the camera. Yeah,
I've had a big career, I think.
Yeah. So there we go. Gary's saying I am sad. Yeah, well, yeah, we treat this. Oh no, cut the part number off. You can't see it, but yeah, so that was our switch. We think that's.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I'm happy with it.
Yeah, that's pretty decent. That, to be fair.
And I dare.
God, that is quite thick. That is as well, isn't it? It's quite sturdy as well.
Yeah.
That's pretty decent gear.
Stop sweating now.
Oh, we didn't tell them we're going to do that.
I'll pay later.
Yeah. You can take that back with you, Carl, if you want.
Yeah, perfect, thank you.
You can take that back.
Yeah, as a farewell present, thank you very much.
Yeah.
That was a fair swap, wasn't it?
A good job it did break, I saw it been getting sacked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, somebody will be anyway. Might have been the crimping.
No crimp, you see. It was a butt crimp. Butt crimps, we pulled butt crimps out because the problem with butt crimps, and if people don't, you go on a well-known online retailer that does next day free delivery, and you'll buy a blue butt crimp for your 2.5. And the problem is they all look the same. There's no spec data for them. A good quality one, you can probably find a semblance of a data sheet. And we bought some once as a just have a look. And normal ones are made out of copper plated.
That's right,
Some of the ones we bought from this well-known online retailer were brass for the actual metal barrel of the crimp.
Oh, right. Oh, okay.
And so it meant as soon as you start wiggling the cable a little bit, it just comes to bits. But from the outside, it looks like a blue crimp terminal.
Oh, okay then.
So,
if you're going to use crimps, then obviously use rectal crimps.
yeah, but
134.1.1.
Yeah, but people have got to be really careful because there's just people just see a blue crimp and go off and buy a blue crimp, and so I think that's why I think that we're bigging it up here, Carl. We think that's a better solution than crimp terminals. So it was,
Yeah, quite surprised at that actually. I like the heat shrink as well. That seems.
There you go, Eddie's going to be heat shrinking everything now. We'll have heat shrink for October coming up soon.
Heat shrink for October. Heat shrink for December. It's colder in December, isn't it?
Yeah. So we've done that. I mean, we've been speaking about part numbers there as well, and obviously you two fine gentlemen came along here thinking
Join forces.
we've done the challenge where we can just sit back and see how James does. Storm into the top there. We did offer Carl a chance to have another go, but you're quite happy down there, Carl.
Yeah,
You're just.
I've got my own space over there, my own wall. Yeah, I'm happy.
So we had to come up with another challenge, and you've recently released some tools, haven't you?
So we've relaunched some amazing tools out to electricians. So we've got a really good range of tools, from cable cutters to variable cable strippers to test probes, as seen on the core wall there, and the universal cable strippers. So we've had some really positive feedback from electricians with it. So yeah, it's good.
So we're going to have a closer look at them. But obviously before that, there is a big range, and we thought, how can we deal with such a big range in quite a quick way so you can get to grips with it quickly before you weigh in with some of the things. So we handed it over to the Jeneration game, and luckily Jenny's sitting over there. She's relieved. Hold on, doesn't quite escape. Normally it would be. We did name it after Jenny. That's why it is the Jeneration game. So you see,
Okay.
you see, that's what it is. So you've been retired for this week, Jenny. So we had to give it over to our visitors. So let's have a look at how we got on with the Jeneration game.
Hello and welcome to the Jeneration game. Nice to see you. Yes, it is. This is the game where our contestants have 40 seconds to observe an array of items which pass by on our conveyor belt. They then have a further 40 seconds to try and remember as many as possible. Sounds simple, right? But will they crack under the pressure? Let's meet tonight's contestants, Eddie Clemmens and Carl Dakin. So Carl, why don't we start with you? These part numbers must be etched in your mind by now. How are you feeling about tonight's game?
Oh, I'm a little bit nervous. I definitely know the actual product names. It's the product numbers that I'm a little bit sketchy about. So confident but nervous at the same time.
How about you, Eddie? How are you feeling about tonight's game?
I'll just make the numbers up.
I'll join you.
Best of luck to the both of you. Let's get straight to it. Take the doors away, please. Now remember, lots of objects are going to pass before your eyes, okay? Now this week is a Wago special. So if you remember both the object names and part numbers, you will be taking home the lot tonight. Look out for the tricky ones. They're more valuable than they look. Okay, best of luck. Your 40 seconds starts now. Some tricky objects on the belt tonight, but let's see how these two do. First up, we've got the Wago 221 plus size. Then we've got the Wago Quick Strip Vario, part number 2061125. We've got the Wago DIN Rail Terminal Block 02850137. Ken's glasses. A single Wago pushwire inline splicing connector 27732401. Wago Datton cable and mantler 2061451. Wago Test Boy 206804. Wago Cable Messer 2061403. Wago Test Probes 206912. A classic eFIXX favourite. A cuddly toy. Whee! And finally, we've got the Wago In and Dossinant Mantler 2061441. Time is up on the conveyor belt. Now keep those objects in your memories, because now we're going to go over and you're going to try and remember them in 60 seconds. We're going to give you an extra 20 seconds this week because the part numbers are a bit tricky. So are you ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
Ken's glasses, cuddly toy, giant 221-413, terminal, universal cable strippers, quick strip vario, test probes, Vago Test Boy,
Earth block. Earth terminal.
Yep.
Yeah. And strippers.
Yeah, they're the quick strip varios.
Oh, right.
Some German
Data.
names,
There was
some
a
German
data.
names,
There
but
was a data. There was a
I
data
can't
stripper.
remember.
Data
I think that was
stripper.
the universal cable stripper.
That one's another one.
The pressure's got to us. 2773 inline.
And the three ports.
Yeah, that was the giant 221-413 at the beginning. And we mentioned the cuddly toy. We mentioned Ken's glasses.
Yeah.
I can see the other ones. I just don't know the names. Cable cutters.
You might end up with a sack with this.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's a very real possibility. It's the
So I quickly sprinted over from the conveyor belt and now we're going to give the results. So, pleased to inform that with a little bit of leeway, or should I say a massive amount of leeway, they got 9 out of 11. So the ones that they missed were the Vago Cable Messer. I think they said that actually, so maybe it's 10 out of 10. And the final one, which I read out, was the Vago In and Dossinant Mantler 2061441. So good luck getting that one. Back to you.
I think Joe's very generous there. I wanted the part number and I wanted the name in German. So there you go. You don't know your cable messer.
good and target. That's as far as I'm going.
Yeah, and well, people didn't think Wago do such an array of tools, is it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, yeah. It's obviously we're known for our 221s and our connectors, but we do a lot more than that. So, yeah, obviously relaunching the tooling, and we want to get it out into the hands of electricians and get your guys' feedback and things like that. So yeah, we've had really good feedback so far. So excited to see them in the hands of electricians.
Yeah, and we've reviewed a few on this show before.
Yeah,
we've put the test probes we love, but we couldn't put it out until they were in stock.
Yeah.
Because they're I think you'd only get them from America or somewhere like that. The Americans are ahead on Wago. Shocking. So let's have a rummage in the box. You've got the hand camera. Eddie, pick something out that takes your fancy. You're looking on the conveyor belt there. James, you pick up something. Let's have a look at. See what tools we can grab out of here. Oh, what's he gone for there? What's that one? Can you say the name in German?
Yeah.
The universal cable stripper.
Universal cable strip, there we go.
Oh, I didn't see where it was.
It's like Christmas Day, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Draw that one.
That'll do. Can we open it?
Yeah. You got that one. Crimp
I
tools.
could probably do this in Austrian.
Go on. Yeah.
It's unprotected.
I'd call that Brummy, I think.
Yeah, was it? Okay, then, fair enough.
Out sheathing and
Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
You say they've had
Actually,
these for a while?
these are quite nice size. I've got small hands, and I find crimpers and strippers a real pain to get decent size for me. So I like that.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, but these are going to be way too big.
It's always something that's a lot of female electricians complain.
I ain't surprised. I've always had the problem. Combination pliers and cutters, I'll always get the smaller sets, like the 160s sort of sizes. Because 170s, it's just hard work, and over 35 years of doing this all day long, it's puts strain on your hands. So get the right size fitting tools. So do you do smaller versions of these?
no, we don't. There's one.
You just keep the
I
strip
like yeah, you can keep the
I like them.
the Vario wide strippers.
I like these. Oh, we got some twin nerve strippers, haven't we, as well? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and we have got a review. I'll put it out at the weekend. That's it. Does any wholesaler, online retailer stock the Wago test probes?
Yep, so it's available on a few different major retailers and major wholesalers' websites. So yeah, you should be able to find it.
Yeah. Wholesalers that sell online, big ones. You've got to think about it, folks. There's not many of them. They recently had a large, successful trade show.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You know the one.
So they've got them out there, and yeah. So we've got a review of this, the Vario stripper, coming out at the weekend, and it's got this quite unique feature there. You got a hand camera? Let's show you I'll give you a sneak peek of what this feature is here. You know, when you're doing your panel building, you might be making quite a few wires up, and you're going to ferrule them a little bit later on. Yeah. Well, normally speaking, we'd do them as we go along, like normally speaking, yeah. So this little feature here allows you to leave the little slug of insulation on the end of the wire. So
it doesn't finish the job.
Well, not finishing the job. Not finishing the job. It can do, depending on where you set it. So
yeah, right, okay.
You can deliberately leave a little bit on.
Yeah.
If you're going to build a big pile of wires and then ferrule it, or
if you're doing the links.
Yeah.
Like I do the neutral links and the test links between my lamps on the back of the panel.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the diddly, thank you very much, and
yeah,
and come back again.
And then you can just use the slug to give it a little twist if you're a twister when it comes to putting the ferrule on.
Only slight twist though.
Only a slight twist, yeah. Don't overdo the twisting. Because oh my word, we've got Mrs. R on. That's a rarity tuning in.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Yeah. Been doing this for ages.
After you earlier.
I know.
Yeah.
Tracking up on me. So there we go. There's the first
Said
one.
you was down the curry house.
It always was.
Yeah, we nearly still were when we started this. We could have been doing this live from the curry house.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's good. So the review of this is coming out at the weekend. James, what you latched onto there?
Yeah, so we've got the universal stripper then. Have we got any flexor out to have a little play with?
We've got any flex line?
Some live stripping.
We've tied it. You swept it all away.
There you go. We'll have to chuck you in the bin.
Yeah.
Chuck you in the Greencable bin.
No, you can try the twin and earth strippers on the twin and earth. Carl's going to take it back, but yeah, no, you can't use the.
Go on, let's have a blast with that then.
Yeah, maybe get the cover off. Carl's nervous again here. Live tool demos are all.
Putting me through the ringer tonight.
Yeah.
There we go. That'll do.
There you go. Look.
Oh, I'm going to make a mess like a typical electrician. Hey, look, we've pulled it that hard. I think all insulation's gone, but there we go. Nice bit on. Yeah, not bad them. I like them.
It's quite, I haven't seen that. I didn't realise it's yeah. We haven't looked at this one yet.
Yeah, it's got the knife on it as well, I think.
Multi-purpose universal one.
You slide that one out.
Have we looked at this one yet, Rick? Rick normally keeps the good stuff for his own tool bag. It'll be the 2061442. It's actually quite good if you look at that again. It's got on the side, it's got the little the gauge for different the different size conductors there as well. I think that could be a winner as well, actually. Can you win any of these on your competition?
You can win the big wire strippers. Unfortunately, can't win the universal cable strippers, but you can win the big Vario ones.
Yeah, that's worth winning them, actually. Keep buying those terminals.
Yeah, absolutely.
I like that, good.
I take it these blades are replaceable. Change blades.
Yes.
Yeah. Could be well. I think that might be the next one we'll take a look at. Yeah.
It's all right.
Okay, we've been on a while now. We're coming. I think we'd best have a little look at the register, Joe. See who else has been in. I haven't had much time to look at the comments actually. While you're doing that, I'll have a little look actually.
It's even got a little pocket clip.
Well, Joe's driving the show today. Why not take over and do the register for him then, eh? So, today we've got Sean Dempsey, Sockets, Sergio Fernandez, GSH Electrical, James Kane, Sean the Spark, Ted Sims, Ian Clark, Aidan Finney, Martin McKenna, Tom Bickerton, Mandy Finney.
Mandy.
Who's Mandy? Mandy,
Mother.
sorry. Mother, is that mother?
Yeah.
Daddy B, Ollie, Enoch Aban, or Aban, Alan Chan, Stephen Skillen, Carl Robinson, The Robbie, The Fella, Steve Day, Alicia R, Chris Horn, Richard Cockerline, Chris Oswin the Sparky, Andrew Brown, Ryan Davis, Jolly Fine Quality, Dean Collins, DAE, Retro Z Machine, Nick Ramo, East Power Engineering, and PNX Electrical. And while we're at it, do we want to do the winner?
We will do the winner of the GT time. So James's time was 2 minutes 44, as we all know, a new record by 9 seconds on the challenge wall. So the closest time was 2 minutes 30. Now, was it your brother, cousin that
Yeah.
commented?
He had a lot of faith in me there,
You
more
got
than
2
me.
minutes 30, but someone else got 2 minutes 30 as well. The
Oh.
winner is Ted Sims. And it's unfortunate, actually, because if it was your brother, then we could have sent the prize home with you. But
Yeah.
actually, we'll have to wait for the post.
One of my subscribers, that, yeah. Oh, crap.
That was good. I mean, that was, yeah, there's some good to see some people on there. On there, I must say, there was Andrew Brown on there, who actually popped in to see us this morning. So Andrew, we're normally used to seeing him at trade shows all the way down south. He lives down in just outside of London. He actually turned up here today because he's on holiday in the area and popped in. It's like you, Eddie, comes to see us,
Yeah.
just popping in the area. And yeah, unfortunately, he didn't want to have a go on the challenge wall. So there you go. So who knows where he could have been.
I didn't get offered another go.
Well, because you're in sort of sensible place there, Eddie. Yeah. I tell you, we'll have to have the veterans back.
Yeah.
Because Richard Brooks says he thinks he's got more. And do you think you'd improve your time?
I do, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You picked up a few tips from watching James.
No, actually, he did some DMs and I'll give him a few tips of mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's thanks to this man.
There you go. Old dog, new tricks and all that.
Oh. Well, there you go. I mean, I've had a fantastic day, actually. I think we've had some fantastic guests in. We've seen a bit of sprinkling of Wago innovation. We know Carl knows nothing about part numbers. He can't speak very good German. We've got a new leader at the top of the leaderboard, and we've celebrated the great man that is Eddie Clemmens, you know, a well-deserved award. We will be opening eFIXX Awards in October for the next year's entry. Our next event we've got for award winners, our 30 under 30 celebration. We're out in September for that, which will be another great event to celebrate the younger electricians, Eddie, the younger electricians. How old are you now, James?
30.
Oh, when did he turn? Oh, you just missed it.
February.
Oh, see, someone should have nominated you
There
last
we
year.
go.
There you go.
Missed out.
I missed out about 20 odd years ago.
A long time ago. But I will just thank our sponsors. I did see it flying in there. Thank our sponsors again, the Lasico Group, who did sponsor the 30 under 30. Obviously, fantastic people at Vargo for sponsoring the Person of the Year award. Our great friends at Loudon Palazzoli. the guys down at Doncaster Cable and My Energy as well. Coming up soon on the channel, we've got tons of solar stuff. Obviously, we know it's time for us to do solar content because we've been out and it's been raining. So I found that's used to be whenever we have to do something on lighting, it's in the middle of summer when it's bright. Now we've learned whenever we're doing anything on solar, it's going to rain and there's going to be no sun. It normally happens when there's rain, actually. Strange link there, but yeah.
It's always been the law, hasn't it?
It has.
You're only going to get the outside lighting in the winter.
So we've got some great content coming up on solar for anyone who's getting into solar. Some quite groundbreaking stuff when we start diving into the codes of practice. That'll be coming up. And we've also got coming up very soon, Gary's put it in there, he's ahead of me there, the EI Live trade show on the 13th and 14th of September down in Farnborough. Andrew Brown says he will be there to see Gary there. We're popping we always see him at trade show. You can get a limited edition eFIXX baseball cap down there as well, so you can get one with eFIXX and Rayco controls and Sonos. On that, because they've joined with us for that show. We're hosting 2 days of content just before lunchtime every day. You can hear from some electricians who are in the smart home industry, pick up some tips from them. We can find out about some of the new wireless protocols, and I've learned it's an industry. If people are looking for opportunities, it seems like there's a bit of money to be made in that industry. That's what I've picked up from it. Unfortunately, I won't be there because I'm on jury service. But Gary and Joe and Rick and the rest of the team will be there. So pop along and see us there. It looks like a pretty exciting show. Do you do any smart home, James?
Smart home stuff. Yeah. No, I know a man though.
You know a man?
I know a man.
Well, there you go. Could be something. Eddie, you're not smart home. Do you do smart home?
Dabbled in a little bit of it some
Right.
years ago,
Yeah.
before it really kicked off, like, you know. So, you know, dabbled in.
Carl, are you smarted up at home?
I'm starting to.
Starting.
Yeah, I'm starting my journey.
Yeah. You got an Alexa? Oh, I shouldn't have said that, should I?
Yeah, Alexa. Alexa, Hive, and a few of the little bits and bobs. But yeah,
Alright.
so starting my journey.
You're on the journey, and I think most people are, and yeah, so we're looking forward to that show. On eFIXX TV in a couple of weeks, we've got Aurora Lighting and the electrical wholesaler AT&T, who won our Wholesaler of the Year award, so we're going to be finding out about the world of wholesale. So that'll be good. We'll find out what's happened to those while you're getting sent old stuff, what they're doing on the stock rotation and all the things that the wholesalers get excited about. So I hope to see you then. It's been great to see so many regular viewers on tonight. We will see you soon, and thanks to the team. We've had a fantastic day. Thanks to our guests.
Thank you for having us.
We'll see you very soon.
Yes.